I tried to make this journal work, but it just wasn't. So today I'm taking it apart and starting over. So I'm keeping everything inside. So I'm putting the clips on it so that when I pull this out, my pages are staying together. And because I put something over that page, I want to pull it out this way. So I want to rebuild the outside without messing up my inside. So I'm going to come and put clips on these two. And I can do it from the inside or the outside as far as cutting the strings. I think I'm going to do it from the outside just because it was much easier when I did the first one. And these clips are just holding it together so that when we get ready to sew our pages in the other one, we will have it. So I'm just going to clip these and we're going to pull them out. Yep, I don't want to damage my other the signatures, and I don't want to damage this cover because it will go with another journal. It's not working on this one for me. When I first thought about it, it was, but it's not now. But that doesn't mean it's wasted. Like I said, we can put new signatures in that would match better with this. So there's our three signatures. I was going to use these as in my signatures later. So I pulled this out. I've taken it all apart. You still got the holes. I'm going to set it to the side. So the way I measured these is I took this and I want a little overhang on both sides. And this is a little bit more than a little on the top and bottom. But because I don't know how much I'm going to have hanging out, I think I'm going to leave it like this. Normally you would probably do an 1/8, maybe about right there, half of that. But I'm going to leave it this way, and then the edges too, I'm going to leave them. So that's how I measured it. I put this on here about where I wanted, and I marked right there. And then I marked up here and cut them on my cutting thing. So also, I was working on the May Quiet Wednesday journal. Had some problems with that, but we finally got it. This is 2 book boards, whereas this is 1. I think I'm going to go with the 2 for this journal. I like the 2 better, the size of it. So what I'm doing is I cut 2 each, 2 for the front, 2 for the back. So I've got 8 of 8. I have 4 fronts and backs. So I've already glued that one. I'm just going to do the same thing over here. Because my cutting is not real perfect, I'm going to try and put this about middle ways. That way it's there. I love signing my work and putting my name on it and putting little smiley faces on here, because to me, we take the books apart. We buy them now, the old books, and we take them apart and we see stuff like this from other people that made the books 50 to 100, 200 years ago. And so when they take these apart, they will see that I made this, if this is still readable. So I've got my 2 pieces. I also cut the spine. I'm going to glue that. I didn't glue it. So that means you need 2 fronts, 2 backs, and 2 spines. We're going to have our book boards like this. And I'm going to show you how I do it. This is just a little, what do you call it, a jig. So I'm going to put it between my 2 boards here. And that's where the space that I'm going to have going between my pages. So we'll use those here in just a minute. I have to get my paper out that we're going to use. Where'd it go? So I have this big Amazon packaging. I want this size. That's going to be a little over 9. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be using my cover as part of the front. I'm going to start over here. And I want this piece to go right in there. You can see it's a little bit bigger, but what I'm going to do, we're going to collage this when we get done, so these edges will be covered up. But what I want to do first, I've got my pieces like this. I've already lost my little thing there. So I want this to kind of go, I want to check my sides like this. So that's where I want it when I get done. What I'm going to do real quick is just mark me some lines. So right here is where I want this to go. Then I drew a little less than 1/4 of an inch. And that's to give room when the book folds, so there'll be room for it to fold. And I'm going to draw this line. I'm going to come back in and do the same thing with that second line. Since my jig that I had, I don't know, that one's not the right size. I did, look, here we go. I was pretty close. So I ordered some jigs because I hadn't done this in so long. I was like, you know, I need to get some. I don't know where mine are. I'm just going to take this. Yeah, I know. I say it didn't have to be the perfect amount. I'm here making it perfect. So this is my front. This is going to be my back. And this is going to be my spine. So what I want to do is I'm going to use this piece right there. I'm kind of doing bookbinding, but a different kind of bookbinding. So what I want to do, I did write front, spine, back. So then when we get ready to put the front cover, the back cover on, I'm hoping it's all going to work. I don't know because I haven't tried this before. So this is kind of experimenting today. I did go back with my wet glue, this kind with the brush. And in case you didn't see the video, when you are doing this, you should always go from the middle out. That way you don't get glue on the bottom of your, up under your board. Now you'll watch me and you'll say, well, I'm doing different. Yeah, I probably am. So what I'm going to do is, and they don't have to be right side up, but just for me. So I'm going to stick that piece right there. And I'm just going to flip it over and press this down. So now I'm going to put my spine on, and I am going to use my little jig to put right there. That way I can put this on without a whole lot of trouble or measuring. And I would do it this way for regular bookbinding. It's been so long, I'm going to have to go back and try and remind myself of how I did it. Go watch some of my videos, I guess. So I'm just going to push that up against there like that. And it'll put it right there perfect. We're just going to pick this up and move it over here. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble yesterday and today, but I am. See, I'm wanting to go in and out when I should be going this way. I'm trying to practice for you. So yeah, that cover just did not work for me. So, you know, the good thing about junk journaling, you can change your cover midstream, just like I did. So I'm going to put this back down in here. So it's my little jig, and I'm going to put this down there. Everything I want to do is to make sure that these are even and they're not, or square. I'm going to take my ruler across the bottom while it's still wet. I say I am. And that dried awful quick. So what I didn't do was make this straight. I should have put my straight edge across the bottom. That way my bottom edge is straight. My top looks like it's going to be a little bit different size. So I may have to cut down this part right here with a knife. It does look pretty square down here. Yeah, up there I'm going to have to take a little bit off. It's hard to cut, and then I'm sitting here with this thing, and I don't do a very good job at it. But you just do slowly, which I'm not doing at all. I get to see all these problems I'm making myself. Okay, I think we're ready. I keep making a mess. So see how it's going to fold? This is giving it folding room. It will look like something like that. And it is kind of wrinkled on the front. That's okay. Just pushing this up against that board. Pulling this down to match the bottom best I can. Like I said, this is not perfect. Usually I wrap my boards around. This is just an experiment today. I'll tell you what, it's been an experiment. So what I'm trying to do right here is make sure that I can fill this space right there. So somehow I've gone crooked. I was going to leave it like this because I'll wrap this part today the way it's. We'll kind of get started a little bit on our wrapping the edges just so that I have something there. You don't want to get glue down in there like I'm doing because that'll glue up everything. I could bring that in. You know what? I don't think I am because I could leave it for now. You know, we may do that. Just go ahead and leave it because I may pull it around like that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Should have used this. So I've glued down the front and the back to my boards. Look really nice. It's really thick. I kind of, when I stuck these in there, I felt like I might need to have a little bit more than, I might only get 2 signatures in this one. So what I might do is take this and set it over by itself. And since I have 2 signatures ready, I think I may do this like this and put that other one in its own case. So of course, here's my scraps again. I did a video the other day collaging with these, and it gave me the idea, why not just do this for the cover. Some idea for this came from this journal that I made just from scraps. You can see it's collaged on and all. So I thought, why not just take all these scraps over the month and see how this turns out. And so that's how this came to this far. And what I want to do is kind of look and see. I do try not to let's see. I really don't want to cover up all the pretty stuff. But since I'm not sure what I'm going to put on here, and right now I just need it to cover up the glue. But I want to go ahead and do it, so if I don't need to change it later, I can. I can just leave it. So that looks good there. I am going to take and put some glue on this pretty good so it'll lay down. And since I got this out, I'm going to use it, which is going to make a big mess. I'm just going to wrap it around now. See how I'm doing this? Just wrap it around, and that closes these little edges up when you get to there. Save that 30 for now. That's perfect right there. I'm going to go ahead and fold this before I glue it. That way I kind of have enough room here. Let's see how I'm doing it as far as wrapping it around. And that'll cover up all that glue. I'm trying to make sure glue gets all the way to the edges because this is going to be rubbed on and all from the outside. It's not like it's just going to sit in the book and be looked at every now and then. It's going to be actually used. So I'm trying to make sure I get enough glue on here. Just roll it around. Stick a little piece right there. So I'm trying not to do too much of this today, but I want to cover up these spots that I'm afraid are going to have glue everywhere. And so we may have a piece that's come over from the front and overlap that. I don't know yet. Okay, so for my head and spine, I have cut another piece. I decided not to use that board because it's pretty thick. Trying to get my thing through is going to be a problem. So it's the same size as that board, the same height. What I'm wanting to do is glue this paper there. And then when I get ready to glue this in, I will glue these paper down to the sides. Well, I'll show you. So 1/2 inch. Not sure about this gel pen on there. And then over here, 1/2 inch. I'm just lining up my lines. I'm not going to use all them holes on this one. I'm just going to use this hole, the middle one, and this bottom one. And what I will do is center this. Y'all know I don't do math very well, so I just kind of eyeball it. I want holes here. So I'm just going to glue this down this side. And we're not going to be measuring anything from this edge. So this is going to be our hinge for our hidden spine. What I'm going to do is take my awl from this side and poke these holes. I'm trying to make sure my fingers aren't in the way when I punch these, but you never know. So now I have this ready to go in here. Looks like that might be a little bit taller, so I'm just going to trim it off just a little bit. There we go. So I got a little bit hanging up there, a little bit hanging up down here, and that looks good to me. So what I want to do, I got my needle thread finally, is I want it to be about 2 lengths plus a half. That half was the other part hanging off. Okay, so I don't need this yet. I'm going to set it to the side. Remember, we tied these down that way they would stay where they're supposed to. I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to go in that hole. And I hate this needle, but I can't get any other one. No, I've just got excuses this morning. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, it is sharp too. Okay, so I came out here, the top. I'm going to go all the way to this bottom and go through the back here. Then I want to go back through here, which might be a problem with my big needle. So you don't want to split your threads here. I think that works pretty good. Okay. And I'm going to make sure my threads are on each side of this, but that's tight. I'm just going to tie a knot. Because I don't know if I want to put some beads or anything on that yet. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to do the same thing for the front. I want 1, 2, and about a half. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to start in the middle too. Make sure my holes line up good. Because I didn't mark which side was top and bottom. I always go to the top, so I go up here and go back in. And on this big old needle, I'm doing one part at a time. I don't know whether to keep showing this every time I do this part, but I know the spine, I've not showed that in a good while. So probably didn't need to show the rest of it. Now we've got this ready. When we come back and we put our collaging, we can put some in there, cover that up. So I'm not too worried about that. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to fold that. So I don't want any glue on the spine part. I just want it on this paper part right here. And I really don't want it. So I need to leave some space for my middle right there. So I kind of make a mark where I want my glue to stop. See right there, I got that space in between. And I'm going to do the same thing on the front. So if you put glue on the spine piece, that is actually going to make your book not open right. So you want to leave all this unglued. Once you get it to this point, we're just going to put glue right here. Let's see how it goes a little bit further over for this divot in the middle. So I'm just going to glue right up to that spot. I don't want to go over. I'm going to use both. I'm not sure if this is wet enough. This is all we need it for right now. And go past the little mark. So then what I'm going to do is hold this. So it's got its little bit of a hinge area right there. Actually, let me come over just a little bit. So when you look right here, there's no glue down here. There's no glue on this. We're going to do the same thing with the back. Just up to that brown line. Got a little glue right there. Let me know it. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Just try and get it sitting up so it goes on nicely. And don't push too much with your bone folder because you will rip your paper. I've already ripped mine a little bit right there, but it'll be okay. In bookbinding, they do this, and then they come back and your pages are folded over, and then you put that piece inside the front. So right here, the edges are folded over, and you just put this piece in. But the way we're doing it, because I am going to collage all this, is we're going to do it a little different. I just don't know if I'm going to keep this or not, but it just feels like it would be so cool to have it when we get done. And that needs trimming up there. So I'm not so tired. So do you see what I'm doing? This is not square. So I'm going to take all this off right now. Still not square. I didn't check the thread on the bottom either, did I? Now that side looks pretty good. So technically this is where I'm going to get today. I'll probably get further than that later on. But it turned out it looks good. And to carry it around like this, I'm going to like it. I can put this right there for now, just to have a regular book until I decide if I do want to keep that. And I think I will, just as a flap. It turned out just the right size. And I'm going to put it right there for now. And then too, if I decide I don't want it, I can put it right here and have a good pocket too. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too confusing. I'm really excited about this new journal. And the fact that we're going to collage it over time. So next time I may put that piece on. Then the next time, maybe this piece. And this piece. And you can do more than one or two at a time. So it's going to be a journal in progress. So thank you. And I hope you come back on Wednesday for Quiet Wednesday, where we have a little Bible study. And then Friday, we'll be working in this journal for the month of May. Quiet Wednesday, we're working in this one. So we did this one on Friday. I put it all together. That's our May journal for Quiet Wednesday. This is going to be our other journal for the rest of the month. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.